I first met him in the early 80s in a Chinatown of urban Java. He didn't want his real name or address revealed, so we called him DJ for Dynamo Jack. He was only a healer, he said, but he did direct a powerful energy generated from his own body into his patients. Sometimes he used the needles, sometimes just his hands. He called the energy Qi, and it was so strong that he usually needed a grounder to hold his patients' feet. For years we followed him around Java on his healing rounds, pleading to be allowed to film him, but he always refused, saying his powers resulted from a type of meditation with an ancient tradition of secrecy. It was only when my brother Lorne was suffering from a serious eye infection that he finally allowed us to film him in 1987.
It was nothing like any acupuncture I'd ever had. I was getting really powerful electric shocks and couldn't control my movements at all.
Yin yang, positive and negative, you know. And my positive from here and my negative from here. And we meet together, this can get like electricity.
And is this because you're special? You have a special sort of
It's meditation every day.
It's meditation that does it.
Meditation every day. Like you can touch me, like this. It's nothing, okay? It's my burn. It's just like this.
For our sound recordist, it was also a shocker. He then took our newspaper outside and showed us how Qi can also be used to set things on fire.
What it do, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your Pluto Retrograde Transit Talk. I have the link to that video if any of you want to see the full one. But yeah, you already know what time it is. This is definitely going to be one of those transit talks. So I'm going to reference a lot of dates. And I really do hope you feel this deeply in your soul. And I send the intention for this message to speak to you. Yeah. And before I will announce this again, I will be doing live readings for anyone who wants to know how Pluto retrograde will affect their chart. So if you look at the ticker below or the description box, you could see the instructions to join the queue. I will be pulling from the Demon Slayer deck so we can get 13 messages for what each sign says about this transit too. And if you would like a card, the instructions are there too. If you want 3 cards, minimum is 40, but I will mention that again. Once again, I'm going to reference a lot of dates because as I was looking at this, I didn't realize how this is a lot more incredible than I realized. And on top of that, a lot of the mathematical angles that we will be basing to speak the language of this transit are going to reveal a lot. And watching or listening to this will help you reveal the quality of what message Pluto is not only telling you, but everything about this transit is pretty much screaming at the face of the reality that this is the end. Okay. And I will personally push forward there. So anyway, yeah. First thing I'm going to say is the Libra sun, as you can see, this is October 11th, 2023. This is the end of the transit that we're going to personally be talking about starts from May 2nd to October 11th. So I want you to look at that chart there, October 11th, of course, where this transit ends, and not only ends, right? But personally, if you can see, this is right before the solar eclipse that we're going to have, solar or lunar eclipse we're going to have in Libra. Okay. Possibly after the lunar eclipse and now the solar eclipse. Okay. So Pluto retrograde is literally preparing you for this eclipse. And then once this eclipse hits, we're going to go direct and make it to the eclipse in Aries season. What you're going to see as I reveal this to you all is the message of how Pluto is effectively telling you this is the end of everything as you know it, as you are actively and effectively getting prepared for the next evolution of consciousness. It's something that I've been saying for a while, but I'm going to really explain why I revisit this concept, and it's going to really make a lot more sense. But in retrospect to, you seeing that this is preparing you to come into the eclipse, this starts in Taurus season and it ends in Libra season. This is a full integration, right? Before the harvest in Scorpio. So why this is important is it's literally going to feel like you're getting prepared on the south node to release something for good. In this case, the whole focus of this is the north node in Aries and Chiron. And that talk we had with, Rio and Ryan, where, they mentioned healing and other such important aspects, but more importantly towards a really main focus of north node, Aries and Chiron, self-healing. This is revisiting you to the core of your identity so that you're challenging yourself. The North Node is a challenge to, now that you have changed your ideas in Gemini towards your authenticity and then planted that fertile ground, North Node Taurus, North Node Aries is moving in that direction of authenticity, where Chiron will be the key to reclaim your independent sovereignty. So the first stage to that, since the North Node left Taurus, is the South Node in Libra, which is going to, through destiny and karma, align you with relationships that you are meant to be in for the next 10 plus years. You're not going to be able to miss this. You're not going to be, you're going to be at a certain place at a certain time. And this is very important that Pluto retrograde is guiding you to prepare to this. Oh, I'm very excited because this breakdown is ridiculous. All right. So with that being said, Libra season is going to, with the South Node, also in replacement for you, because the North Node in Aries, by the time we go from Libra to Aries, you're stepping into a new definition of yourself and character relative to this evolution of consciousness that you may have never really done before. Uranus and Aries through the 2010s have already awakened this new sense of your identity. So the North Node is finally you getting ready to move in that direction before Saturn lays the cement. And the reason why this is important is the South Node in Libra is going to make very clear the relationships you have with people who you shouldn't be having relationships with. You're going to be very clear of relationships that hold you the fuck back in relationships. I mean, in your life, that hold you back from doing what you got to do. And 2020 reminded you of this. So this is going to revisit with Pluto coming back, this energy. Nikki asked a very important question. Can you differentiate between karma and destiny in relationships? Because you hear this really weird concept where people say, oh, that's a karmic relationship. I want a twin flame relationship. Ah, that's a soulmate relationship. That's a karmic relationship. But every relationship is karmic, and destiny is what interweaves the nature of your relationships with other people. Karma is an aspect of death, destiny is an aspect of life. So every relationship has a touch of karma and destiny. People who transcend this are not a slave to these concepts. So especially when you practice the law of assumption, it doesn't mean that karma and destiny doesn't exist. It means that you now create your destiny versus being a victim of fate. Okay. So in astrology, karma is Saturn, the North Node is destiny, and your MC is your legacy. Your legacy is the relationship between your karma and destiny. Your karma is pretty much the actions you're responsible for, and your destiny is the dharma with Jupiter and fortune you're meant to achieve, right? Your destiny is the challenging aspect of your soul's purpose that that if you do not respect your karma, your karma will get in the way of achieving your destiny, right? Destiny, you can see the destiny, that karma is like the debts, but the karma isn't necessarily a bad thing. So in relationships, the most significant relationships you will ever have, like, are going to be karmic, because it's the karma that brings you together personally. And there's an idiomatic way that they say, when people say karmic relationships, they're not really saying karmic. There's a certain feel that it's there. They reference karmic relationships to reference, oh, this is a relationship that I'm supposed to learn, something crazy. They're supposed to mess it up, but they're using the wrong word, because a soulmate relationship of any kind between two souls is karmic. The fundamental nature of the decisions that brought you to the point where you're at in that relationship was based on your karma, and the karma that applies to you is really the consequences of your actions. So the biggest misconception is karma is bad stuff you do. When you give your friend an icicle pop, you now have karma for that decision. It has nothing to do with good or bad actions. It's literally just like a transaction. Karma, you can think of, is the domino effect of the actions that you take. So because you gave that person an icicle pop, they didn't go to the grocery store like they were going to go. Okay. Mind you, that person's karma who you gave the popsicle to, their karma is how they respond to the situation. So they accepted the pop from you. That karma is literally just action based. It's cardinally ruled by Capricorn. So there's so much misconceptions about what karma actually is that it's not, and it complicates things. So destiny is the sole purpose that you and someone in a relationship were meant to accomplish, period. Before you were born, God decided, okay, that person is an amazing performer and that person's an amazing manager. So both of them are meant to make waves and inspire the next generation, period. That is the destiny of those two people. The karma is how those two people actually handle each other. So when it comes to relationships, that destiny is going to be fulfilled. But depending on the karma of those individuals, depends on how. So those two people, whether they want it or not, are going to put the next generation on. But if that manager is a weasel and takes over and disrespects people, and that performer, it doesn't put their heart into what they're doing, then the karma of that business owner's actions doesn't, where they want to move forward, but because the actions of them weaseling people caught up to them, it gets in the way of them fulfilling their destiny. They're still going to fulfill their destiny, but you know what I'm saying? The business owner and the performer are bitter enemies. They're bitter enemies. They don't like each other. And because of their bitter rivalry, they were able to create stuff that put the next generation on, versus, that business owner actually has integrity. That performer has integrity. Both of them come together and they make classic hits. And guess what? It puts the new generation on. So the karma, which is action based, can influence how that destiny is played out, but the destiny is going to happen regardless. And that's why the composite North Node is very, very important, because you can just see the destiny you have with certain people, but you don't want to limit yourself just to astrology. Regardless, this road to the South Node in Libra is not just having you highlight relationships you're letting go of. This North Node Aries is anti-social. So a lot of you are letting go of social mores and social groups. There is an understanding of the social environment around you and types of people that you may never really associate with again, in favor of stepping more into your individuality than ever. And you're going to know this because every time you're around certain people, you're not able to fully step into who you are because of a rejection of that, or you literally, every time you do it, triggers some kind of conflict. That's meant to show you who's holding you back so that you can either compromise or release that influence so you can step more into who you are. Okay. Very, 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 very important. Fran, this is definitely going to be public. My transit talks are always available, so don't worry. You will definitely have the opportunity to replay this. Stephanie, I got your PayPal. Thank you very much. For those of you who, once again, for those of you who just walked in, I am doing live readings. If you want expert analysis on what Pluto retrograde is going to be for you, send your chart before you send the payment. Or if you send the payment, please send your chart so I could just pull it up. Boom. And if you want a tarot card, I got the instructions there too. So we've talked about the ending of this transit. Through the ending of this transit, guess what's going to happen? The return of the final boss. I'm going to show you how we're going to have the opposition in Cancer season again. And this is the first opposition to Pluto in Cancer that we have had since Pluto entered Aquarius. So that's why I call this return of the final boss. Last year, you had that final boss battle, which represented the very last time Pluto was in Capricorn before it entered Aquarius in 1700 years, like 285 years ago. So this return back into Cap is the return of the final boss. And what we're going to discuss in this Pluto retrograde is how what this Pluto retrograde is the reawakening of superpowers that you awakened the past 2 years, 2020, 2021, and 2022. You awaken those superpowers, right? And I'm going to show you the cycle of how this awakening started relative to January of 2023, that will complete in July. So by July, you're going to awaken and harvest superpowers that you've been awakening for 3 years. And what this is going to do is not only harvest this throughout the next 2 years, but this is also going to literally, with these reawakened powers, that's what you're going to use to defeat the final boss again. This return of the final boss is a return of these previous conflicts to assess how much you have leveled up since you have personally fought the last final boss. Okay? Because shut the fuck up. All right. Because this next boss series through Pluto Aquarius are celestial beings and AI. If you've noticed, ever since Pluto entered Aqua, we've seen AI artists, AI Drake and AI Weekend making like amazing music, but new levels, new devils. you even can feel how it's just starting to be a problem, and then it's going to go back into Capricorn, reconfigure, reconstruct, then it's going to go back into Aquarius, and then we're going to, so for the next 2 years it's like we're entering uncharted territory, and then 2025 is going to be the year of the new world order where we actually step into this new paradigm relative to the Pluto. And the reason why I'm saying this is, as you will see, we have never had a sun conjunct Pluto in Aquarius yet. We have never officially activated this new Pluto and Aquarius cycle yet. So Pluto going into Aquarius based on the Capricorn cycle is still coming to the edge of Capricorn, which represents government, authoritarian structure, and the economic system itself. You are in the midst of probably one of the greatest economic collapses of all time. And on top of that, the destabilization of many infrastructure and, traditions. I mean, by the time we come into the next few years, I don't even think people will celebrate Christmas anymore. Like all the holidays like that. Like we're it's not all going to happen overnight, but we're going to start to see this. Now, I'm not framing this like this is a bad thing. It's not a bad or good thing. It's just something you want to be very aware of because it's happening, y'all. All right. So as you can see, this is the thank you, Nikwe. I got your PayPal. Thank you very much. So with that being said, all right. If we actually now go to the beginning of this transit, what I want to show you guys is the nature of the Pluto aspects, because once we do the Saturn retrograde, I'm gonna kind of look into that too. But basically, this transit began May 2nd. All right. So May 2nd was right before the full moon. And relative to that, as you can see, Pluto was 0 degrees. Okay. So Jupiter was still at the end of Aries. And the reason why that's very important is if we go a little back before, once again, we're going to base this on the cycle. So if we go to today, the sun is 29 degrees, and tomorrow it's going to be trine Pluto. All right. The reason why this is very important is over the next 30 days, right? Over the next 30 days, this is going to completely activate the full expression of the magic that you have built through nurturing it in Taurus. And we don't have to say the magic, the effect of your physical quality and Kirk. And this is actually the very fun part about this transit. Okay. This is where you're over the next 30 days through Gemini season, you're going to realistically be experiencing how much you've grown. And the reason why this is important is up until this point, there was no way for you to be conscious of this. Everything up into Taurus season, Taurus is literally like being conscious of your heart beating and your blood flowing. That's all autonervous. Gemini is the first point of consciousness as you walk out of Pluto's cave. So you're going to start to notice, oh my gosh, I'm way more powerful than I thought. Wow. A lot of you felt like, please comment an exclamation mark if you feel like you've been putting in so much work. You've been putting in so much work. You've been putting in so much work, but like you see little to no results. It's like you see results, but it's just like it's for the work you're putting in, like why does it look like it's just budging? You know what I mean? And if you commented an exclamation mark, what you didn't realize is it was moving slow on the surface, but beneath the surface, that work you're putting in was, if you knew how much work was actually happening beneath your consciousness, you would not be feeling the way you're feeling. So what's happening is all of that work coming starting from tomorrow is boom, bursting through your conscious mind, like boom. And it's going to, coming from Gemini to Sagittarius, complete your perceptual awareness, where you're going to literally see this. Gemini season, and Gemini as a vibration is the release of a substance. Let's say ecstasy or Molly, for an example, right? Gemini represents the release of that substance where the Molly just starts to hit. Or if you take an aspirin, where the aspirin just starts. So normally you take it and it doesn't hit instantly, right? You took it, Aries, then Taurus, your body has to actually digest it, right? And then once the chemical hits, boom, that's Gemini. That's what we are, literally a day from. And then next year, when Jupiter goes into Gemini, it's going to expand on that. So this is huge. This is huge. This is why I'm saying, like, we've been awakening power, but now as the energy goes from Taurus to Gemini and you get enlightened to what's happening, that's where it's going to really begin to feel like coming into Cancer. Oh, we're really working with this power. That doesn't mean it hasn't before. At this auto nervous level, you'll still have synchronicities. You'll have subtle qualities to not subtle qualities of the body, like leading less sleep, leading less food. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff that on the surface looks normal, but all of this is far from normal. So if you click the exclamation mark, yeah, over the next 30 days, your mind is about to be completely blown. So before we look into that, what I want to establish, if we go now a few months, right, back into the future. Yep, it's exactly as you heard it. This is the transit that we are completing. Okay, so ever since 2008, we have been having awakening cycles of our body. Okay, I'm going to extra simplify the importance of this Pluto transit. Okay, and what I mean is the Pluto and Capricorn transit is a lot more than just this, but for the simplicity of what we'll say, Pluto, the purpose of Pluto Cap is to awaken superpowers from your body. And then Pluto Aquarius is awakening your mind's energy, not even mental power, the quality of your mind, so that you'll know what to do with this awakened power. Okay. If Aquarius is the actual vehicle, Aquarius is the technology that's integrated into the vehicle or the guide manual, right? So you actually know what you're driving and you know what you have. So the 2008 to 2024 process was entirely a prolonged period of that's how powerful your body is, getting right. So with that being said, this is the most important thing here. Okay, January 2023 was not only perhaps the most significant awakening of your power. 2023 was the final level and final activation before it goes into Aquarius, Pluto. And the reason why that's very important is 28 is the Taurus degree 10. This is the activation awakening cycle where we manifest the superpowers. From 2008 to 2023, everything was loading screening to this 28 point. Okay, that happened in January. So the reason why that's important is next year is going to be the final awakening. And then 2025, after the final awakening in 2024, is going to be, once you finally awakened, the new world order, the dawn of the new age of Aquarius. is it really the dawn of the new age of Aquarius? Maybe it's another day, but we can see it like that. This is going to be what kicks things in. Let me show you, and you be the judge. So as you can see, 28, right? Now, next year, 2024, we have the final awakening. We return this cycle at 29, the final degree. Direct. You feel me? 29 degrees, 2024. This is going to be the final cycle because Pluto, after 2024, Pluto will never be in Capricorn again. Pause for dramatic effect. The last time Pluto will be in Capricorn is the very end of 2024. And it's finally officially moving into Aquarius. Okay. Shiva. Yes. 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 The world is going to kick off with a culling games kind of event. And here's the most important thing, guys. He's referencing Jujutsu Kaisen, which is a show about sorcerers. And the thing about the culling games is 98% of the population was completely oblivious to the fact that this was even going on. It was a very small number of people who were even able to enter, and then an even smaller amount of people who made it to the end. That's just going to be like real life. So we're dealing with a conflict that most people won't even know is happening unless you're a shaman, a sorcerer, an angel, awakened to actually see through what's happening and insert yourself in a conflict. Okay, to get through what's happening. Spectacular question. So 2024 is going to be the final awakening. And then after the final awakening, as you can see next year, boom, shakalaka sauce, we have the dawn where Saturn and Neptune will eventually go into Aries, right? And Jupiter's in Gemini. Mars is having its biannual retrograde. Okay. And the nodes are getting ready to go into Pisces. By the time the North Node goes into Pisces, it is a collective shift unlike the likes we've ever seen. You see that North Node, Pisces, Saturn Pisces, Neptune Pisces. By the time the North Node is there, it's Armageddon. Okay, and now I'm not talking about Armageddon. I'm talking about our version of Armageddon. It's the end of the world. Like it's the apocalypse. It's the apocalypse. That's when your arc has to be ready. The arc you've been building has to be ready because everything is going to fall apart. But we've been working on our arc. North Node Taurus is the shape of the arc. North Node Aries is moving in the direction with that arc. Because North Node Aries is your last opportunity to develop this. Because once it goes into Pisces and we have North Node Pisces, Neptune, Saturn, it's all over. It is a collective shift that will bring in this new paradigm where nothing will ever be the same again. So this North Node Aries is moving you towards the direction you have to go in. God is calling you out of society. Okay. That's the North Node Aries. You are going to be challenged to follow this guidance because there are things that only you can do. And if you don't do them, North Node Pisces is going to come through and that flood is going to wash everybody over. But you got your arc. And so you're going to ride that arc into Saturn and Aries, New World Order, baby. Boom. So now that you can see that, right? Let's go back to, of course, 2023. 2023, we had this at 28 degrees. That means by the time we come into Cancer season, we are harvesting superpowers in a way that we're actually tangibly possessing. Up until this point, only very few of you could use it at will. And even then, it wasn't at its full potential. This is changing this year. 2023 is the beginning of you actually starting to evolve your consciousness. Everything before 2023, Jupiter was still in Pisces or before Pisces. So it's the completion of this evolution cycle that bloop, bloop, expands this consciousness forward. Nice. So what we just went through, and the reason why this is important is a major feature and facet of this is transcending postmodern mainstream accepted knowledge and narrative. The stuff that you're going to be doing, the stuff that you're going to be realizing that are true facts will not be accepted by mainstream media, will not be accepted by what people think is right. Not because it's wrong, but because most people don't want to accept that you're right and they're wrong. Not everyone will be like that, but that's the challenge, to maintain this sense of innovation so that you don't forsake it to drown like everyone else will drown. You're using that to build your arc. Okay. So you're going to be, this is going to look like you bringing facts and truth and people looking at like you're crazy, because what you're introducing make the real reason why people are going to be so stubborn to not really give into this is because you're presenting solutions, abilities, and magic that makes what's mainstream and everyone doing right now obsolete. So for people to accept what you're bringing into this reality, they would have to now make obsolete their entire lifestyle. For those people who are with the shits, you're going to change their whole life. For those who aren't, they're going to stay stubborn in that old world and they're going to fucking drown. They're going to die. I don't know what else to say. By the time Pluto goes into Aquarius on the sun and we have the North Node, that is mass extinction events, not just humans. And the next 2 years leading up to that is still a bunch of people getting knocked off. But thankfully, in alignment to where you're being guided, taking this seriously, knowing that you're at war, this is going to prepare you. So this is not to fear you. You're going to level up in more power in such a short time than ever. And that's why this is the return of the final boss. And this is where now, coming into Taurus season, what do we see? This 0 degree square. So right before we had, thank you for your Cash App, Marissa. Right before we had, okay, the nature of this square right here, this 90-degree angle, this is the first quarter square right before the retrograde of everything that is awakening. Okay. The reason why that is so important, appreciate you, Yanni. The reason why that's so important is because this Taurus season was the beginning of integrating the power you awakened in January through the fertile ground of manifesting it on your body. It was the equivalent of actually installing it, right? If you downloaded it, then you install it. So the activation led to this integration. And the reason why that's very important is because, as you can see, now that we are at this date right here, tomorrow and the 22nd, this is going to lead into 30 days of you expressing the results of what you manifested. Lacey, I do have my Venmo information in the description box. You are more than welcome. So the next 30 days is you actively expressing the full expression of these powers so that you can integrate the intellectual awareness of how to maximize the efficiency of your thinking and the way you behaviorally think and link your mind and body so that you can connect with these powers. In other words, this is going to be you actually using it. You're going to notice your magic hits. That's why I was saying instant manifestation. That's what it's going to look like. And the thing is, at first it's going to look like it doesn't work. It's going to look like it's lagging. But next week we're going to do Saturn retrograde. Okay. Saturn retrograde from 6 degrees to 0 degrees Pisces is literally this. Rich Boss, welcome to the gang. Appreciate you returning. Just to let you know what this Saturn and Pisces, and people who are born in Saturn and Pisces, welcome to the Infinity Club. Okay. Saturn and Pisces is reality warping. And oh, that's hilarious. Saturn in Pisces is reality warping. So the retrograde that comes back to 0 degrees is literally you reevaluating everything you've done since it entered Pisces. And you're going to realize, wait, that's what I did? Wait, that's what I did? Wait, that's what I did? You were not able to perceive the true reality of what was happening because Pluto coming into Aquarius was installing higher knowledge. And so while you were going through the fog, now reevaluating back from the fog, right, is going to have you look at things you perceived like you weren't doing right. And you're going to realize it was right the whole time. This retrograde is going to readjust how you warp reality through your imagination. And not only is it going to do that, but it's going to very powerfully and realistically transcend the metaphysical principles and mechanics through which can now make more efficiently and easy your ability to do just that. Okay. Well, if you're going through the Saturn return and you were born in the 60s, congratulations. Your hard work is paying off. If you were born in the 90s with Saturn and Pisces, this shit's going to be bittersweet as fuck. I'm sorry. This is going to be probably the most bittersweet Saturn return for you because Saturn Pisces are going to learn the hard. The Saturn Pisces for the 90s is, oh my God, I finally achieved every single one of my dreams. Yes, I'm with my lover. I have it. Is the fucking world ending? Oh, come on. Yeah, it's so unfair. I mean, at least you guys are going to have like the greatest dreams ever. But yeah. Or it's so that's one of the Pisces fishies. The other Pisces fish is you finally get everything that you ever wanted and then it's like, "Oh my God, I don't even want this shit." It's like, "This is what I wanted? Really?" It's like, wow, you're just mad disappointed. It's just like, wait, this was it? And they did Saturn Aqua and Saturn Pisces bad. I'm sorry. They fucked over Saturn Aqua 90, 91, 92, 93. They did y'all dirty. They did y'all dirty. Oh my God. I shudder to think about 90, 93, 94, 95. They didn't do you dirty, but yeah, they kind of did. It's really bittersweet. I'm sorry. I hate to just be the bearer of bad news. You know what I'm saying? See, y'all already know. And the Pisces lesson of that is surrender. So once you experience that and you surrender to it, boom, you win. But yeah, Thankfully, Saturn rules Capricorn, so we skated by on that. It wasn't necessarily not difficult, but like, make Saturn great again. That was the Saturn Capricorn. The make Saturn great again. Okay, so if you're one of these freaks who are born after like 95, 96, you guys are new gen. So your Saturn returns are going to be quintessentially different from anybody's Saturn return from like the past few decades and centuries. So like you're born 99, you got Saturn Taurus, you're a freak. You're a freak. You're not even human. You probably have Uranus and Aquarius square your Saturn Taurus. You're not normal. Okay, we actually have normal shit we have to do. You just channel shit just like that. You channel like lifetimes worth of information that we had to research time for just like that. So like y'all Saturn returns aren't even going to be like ours. Like we had to actually work for our Saturn return. I'm not gonna lie, y'all gonna have to work too, but like no. And the new gen, listen, the new generation doesn't give a fuck. The new generation's just like, once they get their Saturn return, the new generation's gonna be like, all right, fuck you guys, bye, and then just do their own thing. All right, those of us with Pluto Scorpio, we have to use our Saturn return to help the collective. So like we not even like we want to do what we want to do, but like Saturn Scorpio, Saturn Sag, in the late 80s, Saturn Cap, Saturn Aqua, Saturn Pisces, we have to help this failing, dying ass collective. All the new gen are like, all right, bye, bitches. I'm about to go to another world. Like, wait, what? Like, wow. Like, y'all really don't care. It's like, oh, you guys aren't gonna help the everyone else. Good luck, bye, bitch. And it's like, wow, I'm telling you, some of you laughing, your children are this age. Watch them leave you like, all right, mom, all right, dad, you never see him again. Bye. And that's it. That's it. They got shit to do though. That's the explorers. They literally have to create an entire new world. So that's actually why they're saying bye, bitch. Like they're creating all these new concepts and shit. So like it is what it is. It is what it is. Like literally, that's why I feel like Pluto Scorpio is the most betrayed generation. I feel like they did us the dirtiest. They really fucked up Pluto Virgo too, but like I feel like Pluto Scorpio, they literally call us names. Like we are the most hated generation, and we're the most like they did us the worst. They literally said Pluto Scorpio, like, hey, we need you to just deal with this. You know, all the old generations bullshit that led to this, all the debt and all that shit. Yeah. You guys deal with it. And it's like, what the fuck? Are you serious? What? We weren't even responsible for what the boomers and the generation. What are you talking about? Meanwhile, Gen Z and all these new motherfuckers is like, wow, that looks horrible. That sucks. Bye, bitch. It's like, what? It's like, really? No, I'm not complaining. Pluto Scorpio, we the motherfuckers. But like, still, it's just like, oh my God. Oh my God. I just, but see, at least I'm not Saturn, Pisces, or Aqua, so I can't complain. But like, yeah, it's just like, God damn it. Anyway, yeah, I'm sorry I ranted there. Someone had the nerve to ask, what about 1999? Like, come on. You don't know how jealous I am of you motherfuckers. I thought I was the shit. I swear I thought I was the shit. I was like, I got Pluto Scorpio. Then I started to see these new generation charts. I was like, what the fuck? That shouldn't even be able to be possible. What the hell? The audacity for some of you people born after 2000. It's just like, wow. So I just stopped giving a fuck even more. It is what it is. I'm gonna just do my part. Okay, Anastasia knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay, it is what it is. So, like I was saying, by the time we get to this next 30 days, I want you to look in a month from now. And this is where I want you to see this 29 degrees. This 29 degrees is the final integration here. Okay. And relative to this final integration, I want you to see this 29 degrees, because let me tell you something. This final boss battle this year is fucking epic, and you're about to see why. So Gemini to Pluto here is following the trine. We had the 0 degree trine and 0 degree sun. From that trine to the quincunx is going from the 5th house to start the 6th house. Okay. This is you fully expressing, you're being guided to fully express your magic, because once we get at 29 degrees, you're going to perfect the power of this. That's going to prepare you for the final boss. This part at 29 degrees is similar to, of course, practicing and practicing and practicing your choreography before you perform against the judge or before you beat that boss. All right. And the reason why this is important is appreciate you, Dre. Once this comes through at 29 degrees, okay, you're going to see more of a mastery. You're going to start to master the style and technique of your abilities. It's the final part of the integration. Okay. This right here is going to square Neptune. So you're going to induce supernatural experiences that change the way you think about your imagination and abilities, because you're seeing yourself use it. You're having a conscious awareness of enlightenment of this happening. But that 29 degree quincunx right there is lethal. This is going to quintessentially transform your mind and brain's process. And this is where you're going to start to notice you think faster, you process information faster, and it's starting to break in through this. All right. Very, 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 very important. Because now watch this, guys. The next stage of this is going to blow your mind. Look at this T square. Look at this T square. This is the final boss. This is the final boss battle at 29 degrees. Okay, mind you, last year, it was merely at 27. It was not at 29. Okay. This is the final degree. This is it. This is the culmination of everything you've learned. And the thing is, relative to last year, which was the final boss battle, the return of the final boss is ever since then, you've leveled up. You're starting a new karmic cycle. So this is revisiting those old aspects to see how much. So you're going to revisit aspects that the last couple of years were very challenging for you. And this time you're going to spank its booty. You're going to be like, I done leveled up. What's that? You may even look unrecognizable here. Okay. So the reason why that's key is, if you look at this T square, I want you to see what's going to happen next year. Next year, the new boss battle series is going to kick off with Aquarius. Do you know what this means, 2024, guys? This is alien disclosure. The next final boss, the final boss for Capricorn, is corrupt authoritarian control. The next final boss is fucking aliens, vampires, supernatural beings, quantum beings that are like technology and AI. The big final boss near the final 20 degrees is going to be hackers, AI, and aliens. You have about a year to prepare for alien disclosure that's going to start this year. But by the time we're here, that's the series. That square to Taurus was a part of it, but because we didn't have the opposition to kick it off, that's why Taurus just gave us a sneak peek. The supernatural energy we downloaded. I hope you get excited, because okay, it's like 29 degrees Capricorn is Madara Uchiha, whooping the Shinobi Alliance. But 0 degrees Aquarius is Kaguya Osutsuki. Who broke the story, which some people kind of think. But yeah, that's the subtle difference. Okay. 10 Tails Madara compared to Kaguya. By the time we step into like 10 degrees Aquarius, now we're talking about Ishiki. And then the Otsutsuki god is like Pluto Pisces, y'all. So the quality of these final bosses are going to be ridiculous. And the DBZ term is important too. 29 degrees Pluto is, I wanted to say Frieza, but no, Pluto Aquarius is Frieza. Because if you think about Earth, Frieza invaded Earth from a foreign planet in the universe, right? That's really, you could even say Goku, but let's not say Goku. 29 degrees Cap is Piccolo, King Piccolo. And then 0 degrees Aquarius are the Saiyans. The Saiyans came from another planet. Or you can say 29 degrees Pluto is Frieza and Pluto Aquarius is Beerus, right? But for the DBZ analogy, the Saiyans have been here as far as like Goku's been here, but Raditz is Pluto 0 degrees Aquarius. It's an alien coming through, and then you realize, oh shit, that's not even the strongest Saiyan. By the time we progress into like 10 degrees, you know what I'm saying? 5-10 degrees, that's Vegeta, Nappa. And then the very end of 29 degrees Aquarius is Frieza, the ruler of the whole universe. Frieza, the space Napoleon Hitler. Then you have the gods, Pluto Pisces, which will be the destroyer gods, the Kaioshin. So that's a really good analogy. But basically, the reason why I want to reference that is the intensity of these conflicts are going to shift that much more extreme, that much more intense. Suck my dick. Nice. All right. So that's how we talk to each other. We talk endearing like that. So yeah. The reason why that's very important, right? 1 degree Aqua is important because that's where we have the conjunction, and we'll see. This is where we're going to really into 2024 step into this. But before then, the completion, the reason why it's important is that completion with Pluto, Aqua, and Leo is a completion of the conjunction that we're going to have at 29 degrees 2024. So that completion is going to complete through supernatural abilities strengthening as well. But the supernatural abilities awakening now are more physically based. Once we complete this base, moving forward by 2024, it's now mental force, Nen, the force. Okay. We're completing the awakening of our bodies to harness chi. That's why I played the John Chang video. Okay. That's why I did the John Chang video at the beginning, because many of you feel like you don't know how to at will harness your energy. And it's not that you don't, it's that you have so much mental, emotional, and spiritual blocks that at this moment are completely unraveling with the pressure of these aspects. And now that let's just say that 2008 to 2023 was the unraveling of these blocks. Now that these are unraveled, 2023, for the first time, you're harnessing chi you've always been harnessing without this. And it's like, whoa, this was here the whole time. South Node Scorpio. South Node Leo is going to be the utilization of this square Pluto. And that's why I want to show you this T-square, because this harvest cycle opposite Pluto is going to kick off the North Node Aries with one of the most important decisions that you have to make in your entire life. These decisions are going to incorporate the breakaway from social expectations that don't necessarily enable or allow you to step forward into your power. So coming into this, right, you're going to awaken superpowers that in order to use, right? It would mean you have to go against other people who either feel like what you're doing doesn't even work, or you shouldn't do what you're doing. Okay. And if you don't do this, you will not be fulfilling your destiny. Sulada, I got you. All right. If you instead fall back on peer pressure, a decision like this revisits the Pluto Cap lesson of, hey, you need to take this jab. If you don't take this jab, you can't work here, you can't work there, but you walked into the direction of your values relative to the false narratives and the deception that you had to, or the societal expectation or collective vision. That was the challenge. This is going to be a now much more intense version of that, which is singularly individual on you. All right. So once you pass this boss battle right here, boom, the Leo portion, oops, that was a year. The Leo portion is going to now transform you out of this conflict. That 28-degree quincunx is going to be the opposite of the Gemini. So from Gemini to that 29-degree full degree is the perfecting of it, boom, harvest. Once we harvest, you are literally harvesting superpowers. You're taking the feelings of those superpowers and you're charging it with your life force energy through Leo. This charging of it is going to transform you out of this old paradigm. And this is where we get one of the sweetest aspects here, the trine with Virgo, that's going to fully express the results of your superpowers through your awareness of how you actually make it real, how Virgo shows you the real 3D experience of your mastery of these superpowers. I want to make sure that's clear because Jupiter's trine in Taurus is what fleshes this experience down to a physical experience. Before, when Jupiter was in Aries, this was more about how you identify with it, and in Pisces, how you imagine it. Now it's tangible. Tangible le sheke. Tangible kele sheke pekete. Tangible. Cool. Especially because Saturn finishing off its retrograde is putting you in a position to reevaluate the way you even perceive reality. And that's, I'm going to explain that next week. A huge thing with Saturn retrograde is you're perceiving reality a little bit incorrectly. You're not seeing how you're mastering your abilities right now until you finish the retrograde. And it's like, wow, actually, I've been doing this right. I've been doing this right. And that's the whole purpose of it. Like, you're going to see the effect of the M. Night Shyamalan effect that you did leading up to here. And it's going to help you reapproach when Saturn goes direct, now knowing more how good you did. And so after this goes direct, the completion of this cycle is going to be in Libra on the South Node, where you're now using this harvest of your superpowers to completely transform and complete your social world. The people who you're going to be connecting with in these relationships are people whose powers complement yours, or you're using to completely knock them off the face of the earth. Beautiful. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Pluto retrograde cycle for your eyes and ears. Okay. Once again, the minimum for the minimum for the astrology is 40. So, and the minimum for the cards are 20. So people who put 20, I'm assuming you want a card, and people who put 40 got you on the astro reading. Okay. So yeah, basically this is drawing us out from the 5th house transit to the 10th house transit, because this leveling up of your power brings you way beyond society's expectations and ability to limit you here, it's going to produce a more pure hatred from people punching their fist in the air because they can't control and manipulate you like at all. Whereas before they had even a little leverage, now they don't have any leverage. And you got a green light to off these people. Like the moment they cross the line, uh, most of them aren't going to even make it to the new world anyway. So yeah, that's not up for us to say. That's what they decided. So, you know, you might as well help them. Anyway, a lot of what I mean by that is going to come online 30 days from now because you're coming into the intellectual awareness of this starting tomorrow. And yeah, you will most definitely come into a plentiful harvest as you reawaken these powers relative to you now downloading it on your body. And congratulations. I really hope you have fun with this because this is definitely going to be unlike anything you've ever seen. All right. So, with that being said, let's pull some tarot card messages for the signs. Her higher self, no problemo. Shout out to Royal DX. So, yeah. So Aries is saying your identity is leveling up. The way you see yourself and the actions you take are completely leveling up. You're unrecognizable. This is a change in fortune with the North Node in the direction that you actually even take your life. So yeah, you won the jackpot. And the whole theme is you're coming into the embodiment that whoever's with you won the jackpot. All right. It's the same thing as feeling that. So next for Taurus, we do have the sun. This is some protagonist main energy character energy. So this Pluto retrograde is going to really produce a lot of happiness and joy because of this awakening of your ability to not only channel your energy, but how this is going to help you uncover a lot of what brings you joy. Okay, it's like kind of revisiting it, but I see this as the sun also shining on you. Taurus is saying that there's going to be a lot of serendipitous events through this period that is going to have you feeling like $1,000,000, like an infinite number of bucks. Oh. All right, Gemini. Ooh. We have the Fool card. The Fool card is talking about you're going down a new adventure. Gemini is saying that if someone had told you that you were going to take the path you're about to take over the next few months, you would have never believed them. Some of you are going to do certain things you felt you were going to do way later, and it's going to be exhilarating. So with Gemini, you're learning something for the first time before anyone knows it, and you're going to kind of be influential in bringing this to the collective in ways that people would have never seen. So keep an open mind because you're getting into a very exciting new adventure. Cancer. Yeah, shout out to Cece who came up on 2 milli. So we do have the Wheel of Fortune, similar to Aries. This is also a very deep expansion in connection to who you are and the foundation of not only where you come from. I feel like some of you are going to create a new foundation or family, but this is evolution of power, evolution of your situation. You won the jackpot. Okay. It's a huge deal because it's definitely going to bring into account the what you would do with extra resources that come in the most serendipitous moment. Leo. We have the sun. So just like Taurus got the sun, Leo, you also got the sun, which is your planet. So this is definitely talking about you being the main fucking character, as always. But there's this really, really, really return to your happiness. I feel like in Leo's case, you're coming back to everything that really brought you joy, in line with everything that's currently bringing you joy. And this is just like a huge joygasm. All right. So, Virgo, we do have the strength card. And the strength card is talking about sex, but really it's talking about really following your passions and taming your lust, because this is going to really have you focus a lot more of your lifestyle and what you do around what brings passion to you. And there's going to be a lot more effort and focus towards how creatively you're able to create and apply your skills to literally master your lifestyle, which is really awesome. Okay, the strength card is, and it's also you activating stronger power, realizing you're stronger than ever. So Libra, Libra, we have the Fool, similar to Gemini. You're walking down another path. All right, you're walking down a new path that's going to have you take an ability or skill and use it in a way that's never been used before. So Gemini and Libra, you guys are inventing technology that's never been invented before. It's like celestial technology. Gemini, it's like an idea. Libra, it's a way of socializing with people. It's going to be something you apply in relationships to people. So yeah, along with Gemini, you're coming into a very brand new spectacular adventure, which I feel like is aliens, because you both got the Uranus cards. um we do have with Scorpio the Fool card as well. So I really did shuffle this, but I'm going to shuffle it again. Okay. We have the High Priestess. Yeah, that's definitely Scorpio. So the High Priestess is your intuition being on fucking fire. But unlike some Scorpios, you're not going to be delusional as fuck with it. It's going to be really amazing. Not some Scorpios are not delusional, but uh, given the imbalance, and I don't want to say imbalance, but the dissonance between maybe, people not being transparent with others, some of your own intuition has kind of confused you or not kind of matched up. Not anymore. This is like the sacred revelation of sacred revelations. You're literally going to be in a position to, like, with this High Priestess, someone can put a blindfold on you and like you'll be able to use your intuition to see through. It's like you're gaining a definite breakthrough in transcendence and using your intuition as a sense and a superpower. But this is also you coming into mind-blowing synchronicities that I feel like Scorpios are going to understand what's happening before most people, like usual, but like for real this time. Anyway, Sagittarius, we do have the Strength card, just like Virgo. So this is you really making it pop for some racks and stacks. But really, I think this is also you being in a position to level up on your strength and come into more. What was that? Oh, you're making it drop for some racks and some stacks. That's crazy. No, I feel like this is you realizing you're stronger than you could ever realize. It's also super passionate. This is like basing your lifestyle around touring around the world, performing, doing what you love. But this, I think, is also you getting ready for war and having epic sex. Boom. Oh my gosh. Just for Sag. Don't worry. For a Sag traveling around the world. Who would have guessed? All right. So we do have Capricorn with the Fool. So Capricorn, Gemini, and Libra. Once again, you're stepping into some never before done shit. Okay. And Scorpio got the high priestess. So yeah, Capricorn, prepare to walk down a new direction that is going to really change your life. But this is also like a new idea, a new tradition that I think will kind of spice things up for you quite accordingly. Aquarius, we got the Sun card. So Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius, this is your time to shine. I really love this, by the way, because Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius is the T-square. Did you notice Scorpio is not a part of this T-square, and they didn't get the sun? But the part of the Pluto Aqua, Jupiter Taurus, Mars Leo, y'all all got the sun card. So y'all are the main characters over the next few months. Okay. The plot's going to be following you. The sun's going to be shining. Major accomplishments, major victories. This is you coming into a lot of success. And so we do have, but really more happiness, Pisces. We do have Judgment. So Pisces, I think, is serving an awakening role. This is Pluto. So this is going to be you awakening so much more deeply to your superpowers and your higher purpose with these superpowers at the highest level of awareness in ways that will really, really help you see through what there is to do and what's next. And so the final message for everybody. Oh, no way. That's wild. We do have the Wheel of Fortune. You're going to level up. Basically, by the time we come into Libra season, you have leveled up to the next level. In a nutshell. You won the fucking jackpot, baby. All right. Trust fate and destiny. All right. So Christian Dixie for live oracle. Ashley wants the live oracle. And then everyone else wants natal chart readings. So we're going to start with that. Gotcha. All right. Let us do the live readings. First, we got Miss Stephanie Stringer. Okay. This is really beautiful because you are an Aqua rising, High Queen, celestial status, sacred class. Y'all, I'm already coming up with genius World War Z material, guys. You guys are going to love season 2. I have a new yin yang master video and the class system of the elements, all right, that you can fit in your sun and moons. So you're going to love it. And Stephanie, as a high queen, reason why I said sacred class is you carry the sacred water class bearing supreme royalty, Aqua rising. So this Pluto transit in Aqua is awakening this knowledge of self that adds so much intensity to the psychic powers you integrate into your lifestyle. So this Pluto retrograde is just going to revisit unconscious habits that you have long since leveled up beyond, so that moving forward, now that Jupiter will be moving closer into Taurus during this retrograde, this is going to prepare you for this south nodal eclipse where you being born in the early 80s, this south nodal eclipse is going to be really heavy for people born 80, 81, and every one of you with Pluto Libra. You're up next, and I'm going to make a special video for you guys, just like I did the initiation of the secret path for Pluto Scorpio. Pluto Libra, it is your turn. The replay is most definitely available. All right. And yeah, Pluto Libra, this is going to be very important, especially with you who has Saturn and Jupiter. This is finally unlocking all of the burden and the social expectations you are responsible to that held you back. So now you finally get to unlock all that for what you want. This is going to be a huge payday for you. Jupiter has already evolved your second house, so the North Node is moving you in this direction towards this recently expanded capacity for you to manifest your worth and the attitude around that as well. And this will also probably revisit things you've learned in higher educational institutions or are willing to teach. So this is where by the time we come into that full moon, or rather the opposition in Cancer season, you're getting ready to reawaken the direction with which you integrate all of this. So I think a huge lesson here is really just the sheer amounts of money that you're going to really carve the way to make independently for yourself. All right. So Nekwe, let's get it. Aries ascendant, so you are a warrior. You are the ascended goat, okay? Pisces signature. And the reason why that's really dope is we see that your Pluto is in Sag, so you're new gen. Damn, that's crazy. The audacity of you new generation people. Saturn, Gemini, wow. You got Moon on Pluto, so you're literally the soul of the god Hades. So you're literally supernatural. You literally have a hidden camera. You can understand and see people through X-ray vision, and you got Saturn and Gemini. So your word is the law. And if people lie to you, they can literally die. That's crazy. You can get penalties for people if they lie. Y'all be careful about lying to Saturn Geminis, because that new generation Saturn Gemini gen is no fucking joke. Hey, they're no joke. They're no joke. They are no joke. They don't even know they have this power yet. Like they know, but like they still haven't had their Saturn return. So it's ridiculous. So Nekwe, the reason why this is very amazing is the retrograde is coming back on your Mercury. It's going to reawaken your brain's ability to process the brilliance of everything you're getting ready to awaken, because as a late Aries rising, Jupiter has officially began your 12-year cycle. A lot of majority of your first house is Taurus. So you're finally stepping into this since 2011, and it's going to kick you off a 12-year adventure that's going to take you to the next level. But you're a new generation. So this is going to finally give you perspective to the soul magic that as a Capricorn, you're able to transcend to express this reality manipulation control that you do, because your moon, Saturn, and Pluto enables you to warp reality through the vision your soul holds. And with Gemini, Saturn, once you say the word, boom. And the Capricorn energy maintains the integrity for you to establish the power of this. What's also interesting is with Mars and Scorpio Venus that you have, that is going to be opposing the Jupiter and Taurus while it squares your Jupiter Leo. And then Saturn is going to be squaring your Saturn in Gemini. And so this period is going to begin the process of completely changing your perception around how strong you are. Because a lot of people in the new generation, you still haven't had your Saturn return. So you're using your supernatural abilities and it doesn't feel like you're using it. It's kind of like us, but you guys are on steroids. So many of you know you might be using it, but you're actually doing a lot more than you are aware you're doing. And this is where, coming into that square, you're gonna start to see this a whole lot more. And I hope you enjoy that. All right. So your chart is dope. I'm really super honored you let me read your chart. So next, we got Marissa Poland. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, Marissa, I might have to refund you because you didn't tell me you were Ultimate Legends, Pluto, Sun, Scorpio in the 12th. You're putting me in a hard position. You got Saturn, Aquarius. You got the king of the gods, Jupiter, on your moon in Libra. Are you trying to get me in trouble? I can't like Scorpio has a vendetta against me. If I reveal certain secrets, I might get in a car accident later. You're not about to be a Pluto conjunct Sun in the 12th house super goddess, ascended super goddess, and just, ask me to read your Pluto. Like, Hades is literally behind your son. Like, what are you about to say, peace dealer? What are you about to say? You're putting me in a dangerous position right here. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Marissa, you have superpowers. First of all, Venus, Neptune, and Uranus in the second house in Capricorn means anything that your heart desires manifests instantly. And like, you were in the 12th house trolling people because people don't know you got it like that. Because if people were to know you have it like that, they would bother you. Imagine if people knew you won the lottery, they'd be like, ah. So you kind of nerf yourself and hide this. But this eclipse is like evicting you from the spiritual closet. And the reason why this is really wild is because you have Moon Jupiter on top of that in Libra, and the South Node is going to unlock your God soul. It's going to unlock your deity soul. And you have just finished your Saturn return. So this is the first time ever in your life that you're going to be blossoming the responsibility and karma of what it means to truly have this legendary ability. The Sag risings that have Pluto and Scorpio are ultimate wisdom, absolute wisdom. Your wisdom is never ending. You have an uncanny sense of wisdom and discerning psychoanalysis and psychology in ways that transcend the normal. This is a highly criminal energy. Biden is a 12th house Scorpio sun and he's a criminal. Okay. So you're able to perceive evil people like this, and they don't like you because you inadvertently expose evil people. Energy like this, you're either super pure or you're super evil. So since you're super pure, you don't even have to go out your way to expose these people. That's just on what time you're at. That's the timing you're on. You got the Zeus on your soul and Hades on your spirit. And then you have the North Node on your rising. You're a whole main character. You literally have plot power. You literally have plot power. My sun is on your South Node. I was literally destined to read this for you right now. I swear, I feel like I'm getting set up. This is wild. Anyway, why this is really, really key is, once again, the focus of the South Node as it comes out of your 11th into your 10th is going to put you in a position to move forward and actually apply this next level of awakening through here. But your chart is one of the most impressive charts I've seen. I always give extra points for people who have alien constructs and alignments like this. And then on top of that, the ultimate legend aspects, you must have felt misunderstood your entire life. Kind of like how every Scorpio does. Like, everyone feels that, but then Scorpios feel it more. But then the 12th house Scorpio Pluto, like, you've been holding back your true nature your entire life. And now you're going to even hold more back. No, I'm joking. You're not holding back anymore. And I think this is going to be very liberating post the South Node Scorpio. All right. Please put in good word to Pluto because I might get in trouble. Like, before I got my Saturn return and then I got my badge with the Saturn return and Spirit stopped fucking with me. Every time I would give readings to 12th house Scorpio suns or Scorpio woman or Aqua woman, the call would cut. They would stop hearing me. Paranormal shit. And that's when I realized, oh shit, I think that's Pluto getting at me. Like, why you give must be secrets? So, like, I don't know. Please pray for me. I don't want to get in trouble. Anyway, Serena. Ooh, Taurus Queen, the divine Taurus Queen. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yep. See, okay. Yeah, it did. It did. That's wild. And you got the Scorpio and Aqua. Ah, but like, yep, you can fall in love with a chart, my friend. That shit is for real. Oh, yes. So, um, ooh, Mercury Aries. That's dope. So Taurus Sun is very important because Jupiter is going to be evolving your soul, while Saturn is completing the fulfillment of your soul. Jupiter is evolving your spirit, while Saturn, Kronos, is completing the fulfillment of your soul. Oh, you got Jupiter on your moon in Pisces? Oh my God, what is with you Jupiter moons? That's so badass. So you also have a deity soul that's coming into completion and fruition. That's ridiculous. Okay, Saturn, Uranus in Sagittarius, late 80s. So what's really key here? Let's see. What's that rising hitting flow? Yep, Leo rising. So you wait. Cancer rising, progress Leo rising. So basically, what's going to be really challenging is the full crossover of you completely transforming your lifestyle and how you actually bridge this change of lifestyle to other people. Everything we can even say up until this point, rich boss, I got you with uh a card, okay? Everything that you have personally up until this point successfully done was put yourself in a position to actually perfect your lifestyle. So now what you're getting ready to do is bridge this towards other people now that you've perfected this transformation of your lifestyle. All of this happening while your career is blowing up. So you're blowing up. And the South node that's coming through in this third, fourth house element is unlocking what you need to say to the right people socially to live forward towards this direction of your personal philosophy. So this is literally the big admonition to do you to the fullest because you're blowing the F up. And this is going to transform considerably the relationships that you identify with. Okay. And by the way, you cannot miss your Saturn return. But yeah, 85 means you had yours, I think, in Scorpio. All right. So and yeah, Jupiter Sun on Jupiter Moon is different if it's in the same sign. But if you both like if it's in different signs, it'll still resonate, but just with different flavor. But it's Jupiter Sun on Jupiter Moon is different if it's in the same sign. Oh, that is powerful. Okay. So yeah, Serena, this is definitely going to complete a lot of what hard work you put in to facilitate that. Okay. Since your North Node, by the way, is actually in Aries too. Isn't your Jupiter? No, your Jupiter's in Pisces. It's coming out of Taurus and Aries. This is also going to help you kick this in with the nodal return. So it's going to reestablish this new mission. Definitely good scary. Definitely good scary because it's going to feel like the training wheels or comfort you had resting on social expectation has slingshotted you away. Now you're doing your own thing. And now you don't have other people to rely on, but now you have your own power. You're no longer getting held back, which is beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Lacey, let's get it. Nice. Oh my gosh. What is with Zeus popping out? We have Jupiter, Sun, Gemini. Zeus, are you trying to tell me anything? Okay, so we have this is beautiful. I'm so glad you survived the Saturn Capricorn return. The most significant thing about the Saturn Capricorn return is that if you were born 89, 90, 91, 88, 89, 90, Your power is blossoming. It's different if you were born in like 61, because the 60 caps, the 60 Saturn caps, and like the late 30 Saturn caps, they're coming into their fulfillment. Like they're finishing their karma. If you're a 90 Saturn cap, you are blossoming superpowers that, according to postmodern science, is science fiction. So what do you do when the abilities that you're expressing is fantasy to other people? That means that your responsibility is to guide forth the collective with these discoveries. And this is an integrity test. Of course, you and I were angel spirits, so you already know what time it is, what we're going to do with it. But certain people are going to choose a different path, and they have to walk through with that integrity or karma, or lack of or lack of integrity. Basically, it's going to be this karmic path. So the 1988, those are the people who are blossoming first. In 1989, you guys, 2024, you're going to blossom. And then late 2024, going 2025, will blossom. But we're all blossoming now regardless. So while you're blossoming these supernatural abilities, the power you return applies this karma towards other people as a priestess, because you're the transcendent super angel. I can't. This is like Kanye energy, except without the Pisces moon. So like you got the Leo moon, so you're the golden queen angel. This is ridiculous. Oh my god. Okay, and you got smoke. You know, you're with the smoke. This is amazing. So like this is, oh my god, this Jupiter return for you is going to be glorious. First of all, but the reason why this is really important is a lot of this responsibility towards others transcends or transforms the transcendence of the boundaries you place in relationships with others. And Pluto retrograding is going to reawaken the importance for you to maintain these boundaries. It's going to test whether you renege on what Saturn return taught you about these boundaries, because you're meant to hold other people accountable as this royal queen angel of integrity, by how serious you take these partnerships and not letting people who waste your time, because you know how they do Gemini. You know how they do as Geminis. It's ridiculous. Andrew, please send me your sun, moon, and rising or chart to my email. And Sulada, if you didn't do that, please do that as well. Otherwise, if you want 3 cards, $40 is for 3 cards. So if you want that instead, please let me know. Okay, yeah. Email me the natal chart at thepeacedealer@gmail.com. Okay, so Lacey, this is definitely really beautiful, because this retrograde in your 7th house is one thing, but as a progressed Leo, it's also your 6th house. So you're transforming your behavior around how much more powerfully you interact with other people in serious partnerships, as Jupiter is leveling up your career and now your circle of friends. It's getting ready to return next year into Gemini, which is going to completely transcend you and prepare you for Lacey Infinity Point oh. And, you know, the opposition light to your Mars in Cancer is just going to retest how much more you don't let other people trigger or you react to certain things. Because Jupiter going through the 11th is a rewards from career. So this is also going to bring a lot of wealth as well. Okay. Based on your connections and who you can also truly trust, which is beautiful. All right. Sulada, thank you for your chart. So next we have Yanni. Let's get it. Yanni and Maria. So Yanni. Oops. Yanni, I believe. There we go. I got your chart from before. So we know, yeah, Sun Gemini, Moon Aqua. There we go. You got the Aqua Moon on Uranus and Neptune with the Sag rising. So yeah, because you represent the next generation, Saturn and Taurus, right? Saturn and Aries are the sparkers of the new world, the concepts. Then Saturn, Taurus are the builders of the new earth. Then you get to Saturn, Gemini, which are the thinkers of the new world. Based on the foundation you guys build, they're going to think new ideas and concepts. The importance for you guys is you guys create the structure and ideas for the new society to be built. Pluto Capricorn is going to build the new society. Pluto Sagittarius just creates the new world that this new society will be built on. So this is where, you know, in advance with Jupiter that's evolving your Saturn and with Pluto that's on the warpath to awaken your soul, this is definitely going to have you reevaluate how much more valuable you are and what time you allow people to waste. People may feel like they're more entitled to your time, but they may not know that you are a royal, I dare say, celestial archangel. So, like, you may know that just talking to you is worth a, a lot of money, and you may give people discounts because they can only afford what they can, but this is going to reawaken you from that being a concept to literal proof. Like it's going to be a lot more clear to you, and the only one who has to get that is you. It doesn't matter if other people don't. Just draw that boundary so your time isn't wasted, and to not compromise and really hold back, because quality is letting you know that even if millions can't, the few who do are more than enough and will respect you because you maintained this element of your value. The South Node, by the way, with the North Node going in the fifth, is also going to really push you towards coming into success, doing what you really love, and having support from certain true friends that I think will enable you to do creative projects or you know, come into an independent, self-employed maneuver that comes up really creatively for you. All right. So next we have Maria. Maria, we have two. This is beautiful. Okay, I really like this because Maria, you actually have the North Node in Aries. So this is a nodal return. And the thing about nodal returns is it's a reestablishment of your mission. Relative to your natal chart, your mission is to put other people on. Jesus Christ, you were born with Saturn, Mars, and a North Node in Aries. So the reason why that's really beautiful is you really decided to, as an artist, okay, no wonder you're the ascended master. Pisces is such a martyr. You literally decided to manifest all your worth for other people. So I think you coming back around here is reestablishing now the next direction towards this, because you're unlocking your own classic personality to balance other people with Saturn and Aries, where it's like you're applying this authenticity of power, of individuality, so that they do it right. You literally bring power to people, being super magical AF. And this, I feel, now that Saturn is getting ready to return for you, is the completion of your life's work. And everything that you, as ascended divinity, have provided at this goddess level for the collective. The retrograde is going to be close to your Pluto too, as Pluto will get back into your Venus, as Pluto will get back into Aquarius, and it will awaken your heart at a deeper quality. But the retrograde is going to immediately trine Uranus at 28 degrees Virgo and Pluto at 22 degrees Virgo. So this is going to reinitiate the full expression of how you are applying not only this very extremely nuanced extra dimensional sense of your own ability to analyze critically, but now that Neptune is opposite this in Pisces, you're able to apply this to discern through the metaphysical clear as day. And I see this as now taking the full evolution of your supernatural powers to establish over the next few months a completely different tone and shift in your relationships with people than ever before. And this is unlocking a lot of how you really express yourself in order to do that. All right. Sulada Blaze, We know you're 29 degrees sun in Scorpio, Jesus Christ. And then the moon in Aqua. So your celestial wisdom, that's gangster. Celestial wisdom is like B.O.B. energy. That's really gangster. Aries rising means you're an original. So this retrograde is going to reawaken your career goals, but really more so the legacy of what direction you're taking in light of Pluto going into Aquarius and beginning to awaken where you're meant to be. And now that you've seen that it's different from what you expected, now this is going back to move your goals. A classic example of this is, you always wanted to be you always wanted to make it to an astrology conference and be an astrologer there. And then you go to the conference and you realize, ew, these people suck. Like, this is not my tribe. And so now it's going back to Capricorn. It's like, do I really want to be a conference? You know what I'm saying? Or you might realize, whoa, these people are amazing. And so it helps you really restructure towards there. So as the 29-degree Scorpio sun, though, this is definitely going to challenge a whole lot of how you transform not only other people's trust in yourself, because the South Node has unlocked this a few years ago, but as a Pluto Sagittarius, okay, with Saturn in Gemini, so you're a thinker of the new world, because you're a new gen, your burden before you even come into the Saturn return is to accept how powerful you are. Listen, you're not human. You are a celestial aspect of wisdom in its full mastery. So you know stuff about situation and things that you should not know before any deductive reasoning is taking place. And until you have your Saturn return, you just have to accept that you are not only this powerful, but you are meant to rule. All right. You are meant to really take in some of this collective responsibility in the way you kind of step into it, because it can be easy for you to delegate it to other people, thinking you're not necessarily meant to, but your challenge is to speak that truth. You got North Node on Saturn and Gemini. So you literally warp reality through your words. It is one of the strongest forms of vocifery. Destiny and karma mixed with Gemini means if you say it, it's law. And you have the aqua moon with Uranus and Neptune on your moon, so you're literally a vessel of extra dimensional genius, and you will have a celestially ascended understanding of knowing what to say. This is ridiculous. Whoa, who are these people getting these charts, yo? This is crazy. This is crazy. I can't believe it. Y'all are really some like supernatural beings right here, and that's cool. But like, I feel like I'm getting set up. Wow. I can understand if it's hard for you to really accept that, because with energy like yours, you can constantly feel like you're like levels and leagues beyond anyone. And it's hard to really relate with other people, because even if they mean well, they can just hold you back. It's not what you need. That Uranus and Neptune on the moon in Aqua, what you need is weird as fuck to people who are uninitiated. But it's the highest creme de la creme level logic that's like beyond postmodern science. So really honor that, and your soul will really guide you through that, because you are the mastery of wisdom here. And I think that's really awesome, Sulata. All right. So Light Worker Enterprises. This is really interesting because you are having your Mars return. And as a Pisces rising, Saturn is effectively chancing up on your rising. Okay. So Saturn on your rising is having you embody this nature of karma in a way that really brings back integrity towards this next cycle that's having you embody the world. I love that. Yeah. Yeah, Sulata. Yeah, that was a really good analogy. I love that. So I feel like as a Virgo sun with the Pisces rising, this is your dance with the not Satan, not the devil, but Saturn, this integrity. It's like adding an outer shell to all the inner work you've done. And this is you completing your fulfillment. A lot of this Saturn transit, by the way, is the work you've done since 2010. to really like fulfill your karmic obligation towards others. So this is you coming into the reward of that on everything you can now work on for yourself, and not even work on, like bless yourself with. So this rising sign is like coming into starting your own business, right? And the responsibility that's going to lead into this extra money, which Jupiter has evolved for you in your second house, which is going to transform your dealings with other people. So the retrograde is going to really reawaken who you trust and who you actually enjoy being around, because this sense of belonging has subtly changed and shifted at a very minute level. And you're going to see how that very minute level has made huge change, especially down to what you used to love and what you may love a little bit more or less. Ironically, because of this, this might actually allude to developments in romance as well as finance. Because if you are going to be subtly shifting the quality of people you're around, and with the nodes here, it's not even as simple as I'm not going to hang out with this person anymore. It's like a train track shifted. So like things are just going to change. The nodes are going to also facilitate more money than you've ever made in your whole life. Because I feel like up until this point, your Pisces rising protected you. You're so skilled at what you do. If people knew how skilled you truly were, you would get all this unnecessary attention. So at a subconscious level, you may not have been conscious of how you literally blocked yourself. I believe from cooking, but not just cooking. Everything that you do is so good personally. It's at such a mastered level. You had subconsciously blocked yourself because you subconsciously, I think, didn't want the attention at the time, the massive attention. And so this subconsciously manifested people overlooking you, people looking at your masterpieces like, that's all right, that's really good. And they see it's good, but it's like not really the reaction it deserves. Well, now all that is releasing. And it's just gonna kind of hit where it's like, oh my God, the scales are falling from people's eyes. And it's like, what the fuck? You've been doing this the whole time? Basically you're gonna have people marveling over stuff, and to you it's gonna be like, I've been doing this my whole life, but people are gonna be marveling like you're just doing it for the first time. And that's what that retrograde is gonna really facilitate. Andrew, you did not send me your chart. Let me see if you probably sent it on Messenger. Yeah, Andrew, you did not send me your chart. So should I be giving out cookies too? Oh, do what you want at this point, which I think will be awesome. Yeah, Andrew Garrow, you did not give me your chart. Let me see. Yeah, I actually don't have it. Interesting. All right. Well, Ashley, oh, Tasha, if you click the description box below, you will be able to join the clue. You can see the instructions there. Any one of you who would like a reading, you are welcome to. Andrew, fortunately, I am going to have to leave soon. So because you didn't send your chart, I'm just going to pull 3 cards for you. Okay, I do have Cash App. The Cash App is in my description box below. Just to satisfy the $40. But yeah, next time please follow through because you said you were gonna send the chart, but you didn't. All right, so Ashley, here's the card we have for you. Ooh, the underlying theme here is the world. So you're coming into major fulfillment. And we have the moon here. So what's coming into completion are the dreams and the visions you've had. Pay attention to your actual dreams. And this is going to complete occult knowledge and wisdom. You may or may not know that you've been being taught. The reason why I say may or may not known is you may have indirectly been taught psychic abilities through experiences you were meant to grow from. And now the world's going to bring it all together where you can actually apply this. We even have a bonus card for you, the star, where your dreams are coming true. These are both your dreams. So you're going to really be restored hope with the world here. I think you're going to be put in a higher position to influence and inspire people as well. Capri Sun, please email me your chart. Unless you want cards. If you want 3 cards, I'm assuming you want that. But yeah. For those of you who want the reading, please email me your natal chart. Christian Dixie. Christian, we have the temperance card. So underlying theme throughout this period is balancing your lifestyle and putting yourself in a position where you're going to come into so much more fun doing what you do, because it's not just balance as much as it is alchemy. You're applying alchemy. And we have the Tower card. So the alchemy you apply is going to really help you come into instant success. The Tower card could be instant virality or something unexpected that pushes you in the right direction. But because you're practicing good moderation and balance, it's not going to knock you off balance, which makes this Tower card super badass and very, very advantageous. Okay. So I think you definitely have that to look forward to. Most definitely. Rich Boss. Let me actually get you on the card. We have the world for you. So there we also see the theme of fulfillment. So thanks for the extra 4. Capri Sun, I'm assuming that you want tarot. So I'm gonna pull 3 cards for you. So we have the world and the moon card. So Rich Boss, let me pull another card just so we get something different. The world and the moon card is talking about fulfillment and completing psychic abilities at a complete mastered level, but we got the moon as underlying and the star. So this is you really becoming the inspiration you were meant to become. Okay. And this is overcoming out of what you may have thought was just a dream or illusion, and this is really making that dream come true. The star card is miracles through you and spiritual gifts activating with this retrograde that will add so much more power to this. Okay, Tasha, thank you very much. We do have, of course, as a high queen goddess, Uranus on your rising, so you're an instrument of this genius, and you got the king of gods. You must have been born 97. Okay, 98. So okay, and we also see you got the 12th house Capricorn with Venus, so you okay, top model vibes. What's really powerful here is this Pluto retrograde is going to be exactly on your ish. Okay, like it's going to be exactly on your sun. So you're going to be at the epicenter of this retrograde, and this is going to really transcend more of your spiritual awareness of how you direct your telekinetic powers. You are celestial as fuck. And representing this imperial awareness at Capricorn, at the top of the mountain, at the final degrees of Capricorn, bears this misunderstanding of power, because most people will never necessarily understand how fucking powerful you are. And they're not necessarily going to understand why it took them like 5 years to do something and you just had to snap your fingers. So most people are going to think you're capping, but really the only thing cap about you is your Capricorn. They don't realize that you're the high queen and that these bitches have to kneel on the ground because your presence is that supreme. And like people will think that you're just arrogant for saying that, and they don't realize that it's not a joke, especially with Neptune on your sun. You literally have the supernatural power of ascension. You're one of the most psychic people alive in existence, 29 degrees Neptune in Capricorn. And this is awakening at a level that, once again, 99.999% of the world population can only dream of and imagine, but you're living it. You represent that vanguard for the new generation of this awakening of consciousness, especially as a builder of the new earth, because, oh yeah, spark of the new earth, because you have Saturn in Aries. So this is definitely going to, with the North Node in Aries during this period, start to prepare you for your Saturn return by aligning with your karma, the destiny of how to express the attitude of who you are. What is it like to be a high queen that's as powerful as you? And I hope I didn't blow up your ish, but like, you're powerful as fuck. You are super fucking powerful. And this, as a Libra moon on Lilith, is very controversial because there's an element of your soul that's being unlocked that's not going to be held back by social expectation anymore, to where you can really do what you want instead of people being so afraid for you. And yeah, I think that's going to be very, very fruitful. Okay. Jocelyn, we see you have 29 degrees sun in Aries and 29 degrees moon in Taurus. I can't believe that I'm seeing this right now, and I feel like I'm getting trolled. We also see that you have Mars 8 degrees Aquarius, so the Mars in Leo is going to oppose this. And what's very, very, very important here is the opposition of this Mars aspect is going to challenge you greatly to take the knowledge of how you act and express this socially and passionately in ways you probably won't want to, but since you're a Leo rising, you're the main character, so you have to anyway. Anyway, you have the spirit of a preacher like Dolo. And the reason why this is important is Jupiter is exactly on your MC. So your legacy is not only evolving, but by next year, you will have completed soul evolution and you're manifesting the rich natural wealth of the actions you've taken through last year to raise up into this position. And it is a job well done. You also have Saturn in Capricorn. So Saturn sextiling this is blossoming during the retrograde so that you can actually express the full extent of your power now that it has returned. This is beautiful. Natural exaltation. You are the natural warrior here, but this is so beautiful because, God damn it, you are fucking powerful yourself, my friend. And Fresh Girl, damn, the audacity, first of all, for you to have a 29 degree sun and moon and be the main character in Leo. Wait, what the fuck? Whichever one of you is abundant soul, fresh girl anti, fresh girl anti, are you the Aries sun? My bad, Jocelyn. I see you're born in 97. Yeah, Nas girl, the audacity. Now for you to have a 29-degree sun and moon out here, just super powerful AF, just representing mastery, and you're the main character. You literally told God, you know what? Nobody is shining more powerfully than me. You know, I gotta show people how it's done. And God was like, cook, yep, you about to shot. So like this, wow. First of all, wow. Your everything that you have been working towards up into your whole life is getting ready to finally completely blow over to the next level. Like that's the feel here. The hard work is over. It's literally like you're stepping into the rest of your life. So the Pluto retrograde back into your sixth is quintessentially transforming your whole lifestyle to upgrade to this next level of luxury, because you already put in the discipline and work to maintain that behavior. And I think that's beautiful. I think that is super beautiful. Okay. So, Jocelyn, we know that you are an angel. You're an ascended artist as an angel, which is beautiful. Some would say that's the fallen angel energy. And as that, you are a vessel of Hades and Mars. So you're just supernaturally magic for like all sorts of reasons or no reason at all. You're also buku powerful. You got Saturn opposite your sun, so it could feel like you against the world. But the reason why I wanted to reference that is because this definitely puts you in a position to realistically open up a new way to trust people. This is going to reevaluate how much more you trust people, because before you had not leveled up your power the way you have now. Now Jupiter has gone over your Saturn, right? So this is putting you in a position to rest more in your own abilities, as Jupiter through the 12th house is going to quintessentially transcend your old behaviors. Now that you have transformed your personality or your lifestyle, this puts you in a position to once again very effectively step into this sense of expressing your true self as an angel. Because what's going to happen is next year, 2024, coming into like mid-end of 2024, Jupiter is going to go through your rising and you're going to step into this new cycle of evolution. So it's like right before you do that, you as well are also kind of coming post-career upgrade, but you're born 97. You haven't had your Saturn return yet. So you're in advance preparing the direction you're meant to go in before Saturn returns and you step into this, which is also important because Saturn, that's near your MC right now, is preparing for you to structure this nature of your legacy accordingly. Okay. So by the time we make it to Cancer season and Leo season, you're going to be manifesting relative to this year how much more value you hold and trust in your power, which will enable you to trust and connect more intimately with the right people coming into, of course, the next few months. All right. So that seems to be everyone. Andrew Garrow flaked on me. I don't know what happened to him, but it's cool. Just email me your chart and then I will email you the response to the reading whenever you get that. Thank you guys so much. This was a really awesome live. I think Dolo is live right now, so make sure you show him some love. And until next time,